You have an innate knowing that you're supposed to feel better than you do, and you don't know what to do about it, but you know you're supposed to feel good. You innately know that your journey in life is supposed to be fun. As Esther Hicks. Hey, social media, it's Stephen Middleton coming to you from the Possibility Action Network. Our core values include I am, I can, and I will. I am Possibility Man. Today, I want to share on the theme, can I become an attraction magnet? But first, a reminder. The Possibility Action Network Hour takes place on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All are invited, but I want everyone who wants to attend to send me an email to iampossibilityman@gmail.com. It's a security issue. We do need everyone to request the email, my login information. So tell your friends, tell your acquaintances that they can participate in the Possibility Action Network Hour on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock, but each one of them should ask for their login information. Once again, it's a security matter. Now, if you're listening to this broadcast on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. If you're listening on Facebook, I invite you to locate my YouTube channel by searching for the Possibility Action Network playlist. Locate this video and hit the subscribe button. Now back to our share. Can I become an attraction magnet? Yes, this is a law of attraction conversation. And first, I want to take a look at the types of laws, two types of laws that come to mind. The first is the civil law. Civil laws are laws created by governments. And there's one thing about the civil law, they can be enacted by a legislature. Here in the United States, they would be confirmed by the President of the United States, the chief executive, and the law would go into effect. But just because a civil law exists and a civil law goes into effect, that civil law, that law of the government, could be changed. In the United States, and this would be true for many other governments, including parliamentary governments, laws could be put into effect by a parliament or by the legislature of any given government, and that same government may repeal that law, or if that government has a court system like we have in the United States, a law might be vetoed or overturned, not vetoed, but overturned by a court of law. So the civil law then can exist, but civil laws can be changed. Civil laws can be appealed. The other type of law is natural law. This is the law of nature. This is a higher law. Some people would say that the natural law is the law of God, or the law of the architect of the world. These higher laws then are based on a principle, and these principles are always true. So therefore, natural law is really a conversation about LOA, about the law of attraction. Because in the law of attraction, we're also identifying laws that are unalterable. So when a law or principle is always true, then we are governed by that law, which is always true. And this can be seen in our universe, our world today. Three examples include our Earth spins on its axis. This is always true. It is then a natural law. Gravity is always true. This is a natural law. The shore of the ocean breaks the waves coming to the shoreline. This too is a natural law because it is always true. So when you consider then LOA, the law of attraction, we're looking for laws, we're looking for principles that are always true. Now, another way of recognizing the law of attraction, we can call it the law of feeling good. When you are in a good feeling place, you're really in this law of attraction. Because it is the feeling good that puts you into the vortex of this law of attraction, and the gravitational pull of this vortex is what allows you to become an attraction magnet. Now, I want to share with you 3 teachers who, in different ways, talked about the law of attraction. One of them is Esther Hicks. Esther Hicks is a spiritual teacher, and she talks about a vibrational scale from low to high. A low vibration, a person probably feels pretty yucky, and you know it by how you feel. In a higher scale, that person feels good, perhaps even exhilarated. And she says, when you're in this higher state of vibration, you know that you can attract everything that you will. So therefore then, let's play the game of this vibrational scale from low to high. At a low scale, you're feeling yucky. You know then that you want to go from yuck to a feeling that's better. To go from yuck to a feeling of better could simply be, I trust my Creator. That's a better feeling than yuck. Another feeling could be, I am always guided. That's a better feeling that I will trust my Creator. Another feeling could be, good things always come to me. That's a better feeling. So if you follow the scale then, if you're following the scale, it's from low, where you're vibrating real low, you're not going to create what you want there. You're going to create more of what you have, which is a low feeling. Then you can work up the scale, just like a musician, from a low B, ba, to a high B, ba, ba. It's a scale, and Esther says to climb that scale, she calls it beat the drum. Beat the drum of what you want. Beat the drum of feeling good. Beat the drum of feeling that you can get what you want in this life. No matter what it is that you want, because what you want is what you want. Now, Esther also tells us that we sometimes have a habit. It's a very bad habit. In fact, it's a nasty habit. And all of us have experienced it from time to time. And that is the habit of going into a story where we regurgitate a sad story. And when you regurgitate this sad story, you're taking yourself back into a lower vibration. To get out of it, Esther advises, beat the drum of what you want. Now, beating the drum of what you want is not simply saying, for example, I want to be healthy. It's like saying, I am health. I experience, excellent health. To speak of it in a way that suggests to you that it is true. And as you beat the drum of it, it will come into your life because what we're suggesting, it is law. Just like the earth spins on its axis, just like the law of gravity, and just like the ocean breaks at the shoreline, no matter how fast the wave is coming to the ocean. Let me share something here about the earth, so to persuade you of this. Now, the earth rotates, the earth spins on its axis, according to the science. The earth rotates at a speed of 1,000 miles per hour. Or 1,600 kilometers per hour. The earth is really moving. Now, but not only does the earth rotate on its axis, we are all rotating at the speed of the earth. So therefore, all of the occupants of the earth, we, me, you, we are rotating, we're moving, we're in motion right now. The oceans, all bodies of water, the rocks, the trees, we are all rotating with the earth. It's not as if the earth is rotating and we are standing still. That is law. The second is gravity. Now, if you're at home, if you're not driving your automobile, stand for a moment. Jump up. What happened? You just came back down. If you have an object, a piece of fruit or a pen, I do not have one on my desk now, but throw the pen into the air. What happens? The pen comes back down because it's gravity. And the third example, which I've said a moment ago, the shoreline of any ocean. I was in Hatteras Island back in November, and I went to the shoreline of the beach, and I saw these huge waves coming toward the shoreline as fast, and my gosh, it was as if they were going 70 miles per hour. But sure enough, as soon as the water hit the shoreline, it was as if the waves were being recalled. They just broke instantly, and they began to go in reverse. And that's the law of attraction. And that's what Esther Hicks was talking about, is that we are governed, we are in this law called attraction. And when we put ourselves in it, in fact, we are in it, we can become deliberate creators of our reality. The second person that I want to share with you is someone that I've talked about before, and his name is Sidney Banks. And Sidney Banks taught his students, and in his writings, he said, look for the good feeling. Always look for the feeling, because in the feeling good, you're going to become an attraction magnet. Do whatever you have to do to feel good. Sometimes before I come on these lives, I play some of Kirk Franklin's song. For example, today, I started with Give Me by Kirk Franklin and Marley Music, because give me that puts me in a good feeling. It allows me to raise my vibration so that I can be an attraction magnet. I also played The Revolution by Kirk Franklin because it raises my vibration. So what I am suggesting here, do whatever you need to do. Someone may feel that they need to pray. Someone may feel that they need to meditate. Someone may feel that they need to just clap their hands. Whatever you can do to raise your vibration, raise your vibration. Because when your vibration is high, you are in a place to create what you want. Sidney Banks then once again says, reach for that good feeling. Find that good feeling. In fact, there's nothing else you need to do other than that. You don't need to know about the law of attraction. Just reach for that feeling. A third example of someone who taught about the law of attraction, he didn't call it the law of attraction, but it is the law of attraction, if you're with me on this one. Now, as I've said before, I come from a Christian background. So some of my examples will be Christian-oriented. It doesn't mean, that I'm some type of minister. It doesn't mean any of those kinds of things. It's simply that I'm speaking from my background. And I thought about this yesterday, and I noticed in one of Paul's letter, Paul the Apostle, one of his letters to the Philippians, he began to talk with them about what I consider to be the law of attraction. I want you to judge for yourself. Now, the backstory, don't have time to get into it now. But remember, Paul the Apostle was not always Paul the Apostle. Paul did some bad things in the name of his religion, which was Judaism. And he thought then, because of his religious upbringing, because of his training as a Pharisee, that those individuals who were followers of Jesus were on the wrong track. So therefore, Paul then led a movement against the followers of Jesus. Paul was complicit in the death of some of the followers of Jesus. Paul was a bad dude. And whenever anyone spoke the name of Paul, people weren't being drawn to Jesus initially. People recoiled because they knew of Paul's past. So therefore then, in his letter to Philippians, he was telling people, well, look, my past conduct is not who I am. He was reminding them of something different. He was telling them, when someone tells you that, of my past life as a Pharisee, that's not the individual that I am today. So therefore, Paul then told them how to think and how to be. He said to them, whenever you are thinking about things, whenever you want to put yourself in a better feeling, whenever you want to feel better about what you're learning about this Messiah, he said, think about truth. Now, he didn't say the truth. He wasn't talking about think about a truth in terms of a religion. He was talking about think about truth. Now, whatever comes to you around the subject of truth is what he was advising the Philippians to think about. He said, think about honesty. Think about how you treat people in your daily life. Do you deal with them justly? Do you deal with them honestly? Think about that, because that's going to put you in a better feel as well. He said, think about justice. How do you treat your fellow man? If you treat humanity in a way that's just and that's fair, that's going to put you into a better feeling place. That'll put you into the vortex of the law of attraction. He said, think about purity. Think about doing right in the world. He said, think about what's lovely. Think about what's good. Think about what's virtuous. And then think about what's praiseworthy. If your mind is set on these things, you'll raise your vibration. It's like listening to Kirk Franklin or any other piece of music that you enjoy. And back, I want to say once again that you don't need to know about the law of attraction. No one does. You don't need to know about the vortex. You don't need to know about natural law. You don't need to know any of those things. But you do need to know that you are supported. I need to know that. I need to know that I am supported. I need to know that I am guided. And there are clouds of examples of this. My mother abided by the law of attraction. She probably never heard the phrase. But as I have said in other places, my mother and my father, raised us in a shack without any running water. My mother especially knew, though, that she wanted something different. And in 1972, my mother walked into a new construction, a new build, a brick house in my community of Cross. My mother walked into what she wanted because she kept her sights on what she wanted. My mother also liked cars. And her first car was a pretty good car. But, my mother eventually got a brand new automobile and drove it for many years because she knew what she wanted and she kept her sights on what she wanted. She didn't think about what she did not have. She thought about what was possible for her. And she would say things like, God will make a way out of no way. That's what the old folk talked about back in the day when I was growing up. They were practicing, like my mother, the law of attraction. One of my uncles, I'm not going to use his name here because his family did not give me permission to use his name, but I'll just tell you quickly, he knew about the law of attraction. He was what we would call disabled, today. He was a very short man. He was not a big man. But he said when he went into the woods to get a job at the sawmill, he knew that he would get it. And he got that job, even though some able-bodied, taller guys than he didn't get the job. And he knew that he didn't want to stay in the puckwood plant in the woods forever, so he wanted something different. And my uncle then got a job at the paper company, the paper mill in the Charleston area, and worked that job until he retired. While other people were walking, my uncle had himself a truck. While other people didn't have mailboxes, when the mail system started to run, my uncle had a mailbox. And our mail, the mail for my family, first went to my uncle's box because he knew what he wanted. He applied the law of attraction. You know, Thomas Jefferson understood the law of attraction. This is how he could write the Declaration of Independence along with his colleagues. Abraham Lincoln understood the law of attraction. They didn't look at what was, they looked at what could be, and we live in a better country today because of it. So here, just to go back, if you want to be a creator, if you want to answer the question, can I become an attraction magnet? I say that you and I get to go to the feeling. We need to check the way we feel. If you're feeling bad, we're just off course. And the bad feeling is simply saying you're looking south when you need to look north. That's what a bad feeling is. That's what Sidney Banks talked about. That's what Sidney Banks students said. They say that a bad feeling is actually a love letter from your guidance system telling you, hey, you're going in the wrong direction. You need to turn around. And this is why the Possibility Action Network exists. We are working. I'm not a master of it. I'm not going to tell that lie personally if you were to talk to me or on this broadcast. But I'll tell you this. We're learning to dwell in hope. That's the law of attraction. We're learning to dwell in possibility. That's the law of attraction. We're learning to dwell, to abide by the notion that we're always guided, and that is the law of attraction. And when we come together in the Possibility Action Network Hour, we want to beat that drum. We want to beat the drum of feeling good. We want to beat the drum of possibility. We want to beat the drum of hope, because in doing so, we will attract better and better and better. I'm Stephen Middleton. I'm with the Possibility Action Network. Our core values include I am. We believe that there is a creative power in the universe. Our core values include I can. That we are individuals of capacity. Not only am I an individual of capacity, not only is Oprah Winfrey an individual of capacity, not only is Michael Jordan an individual of capacity, but you and I are individuals of capacity. I am, I can, and I will, that we will take deliberate action. And again, I am Possibility Man. Until next time, good day.